Okay, we're live. Mile High Minute, number one blog in the universe. Today, we got a very special guest. My bad. Hold up. We got Kapri Bibbs in here, man. Um,
Sir.
Happy to have you, man. Talking about that Super Bowl 50 reunion, the CSU versus Wyoming game coming up, the homecoming match. Chauncey Billups, Jay Norvell, Trev, and there's a lot to talk about this week, man. So let's get into it. How you doing?
Doing good, man. You know, you a Mile High Minute and just Capri, man. May not be a minute, but you got it with us. So come on, man. Let's get into it. Um, Shoot. Broncos Sunday. For one, we always got the Super Bowl stuff. But man, that game was amazing. Start off and say that. The presence was there, the presence was felt. DT, Ronnie, just the whole energy of that whole stadium on Sunday was unbelievable. Not gonna lie, I was so mad in the fourth quarter. I was so mad, I almost went home. Looking for an early bus. But then I was like, nah, man, this can't be how it go down. You know what I'm saying? While we got our Super Bowl ceremony going on, while we got everything going down, and you can just kind of see the energy of the whole stadium. You've seen people leave, but the people that stayed and everybody that stayed and believed, regardless of what, you just seen it just take a crazy turn. You just felt that energy, and it was an amazing game, man. It was an amazing weekend. Got a chance to catch up with all the guys from the Super Bowl 50 team. It was our 10-year anniversary, and just being able to see all the guys and be able to see everybody, after all these years. A lot of guys some guys still playing, you just see a bunch of different trajectories out of your friends and levels of ascension that you can just be so proud of after seeing guys after that long of a period. So it's definitely a blessing. That whole weekend was just a blessing, being up there with the Broncos and being able to go up there and celebrate Super Bowl 50 with my ex-teammates and being able to see everybody's faces. It was legit. It was amazing.
Yeah. Can you hear me? My bad. I have technical difficulties. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay. Yeah, man. That game. Did you get a chance to pay a lot of attention to it, or were you having too much fun, man, with the
No,
reunion?
we were having fun. You know what I'm saying? But we watched the whole game. We were sitting. We were all in the box. We had to leave, I think, early for the halftime
Mhm.
ceremony thing, so we missed that last little bit. But I mean, anybody who had watched that game know the fourth quarter was really the thing to watch, unless you was a Giants fan. It might have been enjoyable to be a Giants fan for those first three quarters of that game. But I would say, if you was a Giants fan in the fourth, I wouldn't be shocked if your head was ripped out by the time that was over with, because
Yeah,
it was enough to. So.
that was crazy to watch. I mean, it was what they were down 19-0, then it was like 26-8, and then they came back, scored 30. I don't know if I've ever seen a team score 33 in the fourth quarter.
I've never seen it. The most prolific game I've seen in a long time was that game versus Buffalo and Kansas City
Oh yeah,
3 years ago. I think they both scored. They both went for 40, but it was just like touchdown after touchdown and touchdown after touchdown,
yeah.
and it was like seeing some unstoppable offenses out there. But seeing the makeup of that fourth quarter game looked like a dominant performance from the defense, right? Obviously they give up that score, that big go-ahead score
Mm.
at the end with the controversial Riley Moss call, which I didn't think was a pass interference.
Right.
Watching it live, I just didn't think the ref was going to call it, because I seen the wide receiver take two swipes at him. You know what I mean? As Riley was just running in phase, and the ball wasn't there yet. So I'm like, okay, there shouldn't be a flag here, because Riley's not touching him. He's just running in phase. And this wide receiver wants the ball, and he takes two swipes at Riley.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? On this controversial call. And I think he keeps his composure well. I think he turns around, looks for the ball as he's getting swiped, playing defensive back. Make sure you can't swipe me off, pull me off. Of course, I have the right to protect myself. You know what I mean? And that's my balance. Make sure I get my eyes around. And I think he did a great job of that. He even got hands on the ball. You know what I mean? After getting his head around, still got that call. Still got the touchdown, the Jackson Dart run on the next play. But I just think the overall just defense of the Broncos for that entire game was something that should be noted in that fourth quarter and that second half of that game, that they only scored 6 points in the second half of that football game. You know, and that was a tip. We had tip passes for touchdowns. You know what I mean? That went for 70 and 60 yards. Just a bunch of crazy stuff happening. This is watching defense keep that type of composure. And then watching your offense, watching your leader and Bo Nix come out and say, hey, you know what? Thank you, defense. You know, like, let me go put this in the end zone for us. And he did that. I think that's one of the bigger moments in the season that you need to see from a quarterback, a young quarterback like him. Like, you need to be able to see those moments where, hey, everybody knows you have a great defense. Mm-hmm. Now it's your job to go out and not be a game manager, like, because you're not one of those. Like, we need you to win games. We need you to use those feet more. We need you to use his arm more. We need to use Bo Nix, I feel like, in our offense a lot more than just dropping back and being a quarterback. I think there needs to be more design run and just more things tailored around him making reads or taking himself. So.
You sound a little bit muffled. I don't know, maybe move the phone a little bit, mess with it. But honestly, when they went down 26-8, I thought it was over because the Giants scored that touchdown. So I remember, okay, it was 19-0, Broncos score 8. I'm like, okay, they're back in it. And then the Giants hit them with another touchdown, and I was like, oh, man, no way. And then, but I think what changed is the Giants started playing back. They started playing a lot of zone in that fourth quarter, and I think the Broncos really took advantage of that. Bo Nix was hitting those pockets because in the first 3 quarters, you know, they were playing a lot of man, and I don't know how, but they were stopping the Broncos. So I think that's kind of the big thing that I took away from that fourth quarter.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, even you notice in a lot of those the Mims catch, man to man, Sutton catch, man to man. They still were going man.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But I think ultimately, like, with that Giants team, I think it's a very easy formula to break off a game like that when you're up that big. You know, seeing it from Atlanta Falcons in the Super Bowl that year. You know, it's really hard when you go up big in an NFL game and then you have to try to play this game management type ordeal. Like, when in all real honesty, like, after watching that so many years and watching, like, you're dealing with the best talent in the world. Half the times in the world, like, you're putting people in these positions to come back in a game with 3-4 minutes left. Oh, they're down 14 scores, like, with 3 timeouts. That's plenty of time in the NFL. That's plenty of time in the NFL. You know, when we talk about just the type of players that live inside of the NFL, the freak athletes that can stretch fields in the NFL, like, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, 7 minutes is enough time to play football. So, like, I think just overall watching this conglomerate of cluster fucks, if you would say, over the years of people winning big in the fourth and losing those games is when you try to turn that same quarterback who's on fire into a game manager in the middle of a game. Like, instead of letting him come out like Jackson Dart. I'm not going to lie. Jackson Dart was throwing that ball in the money on Sunday. I don't know what he did. I don't know what he woke up and ate that morning. I don't know what it was. But his passes were on the money for those first entire 3 quarters of that football game. I was surprised of his placement, his ball placement, his timing, his ability to move around in a pocket. I was like, you know what? This kid isn't as bad, like, as, you know, they try to make it seem as there are so many more talents and that Russ who played over him. You know, we had a bunch of things leading up to us seeing Jackson Dart take this whole little, you know, run in New York as he is, him and Cam Scatterboo. But, like, the guy can play. Jackson Dart can play. I think he went out and showed that Sunday. I think it came down to the coaching as well on the New York Giants side of trying to turn this fiery guy into a game manager when you should just, when you got a young kid rolling like that, let him go have his 50-point game. Let him go have it. You never seen Andy Reid stop Pat Mahomes from doing it.
Right.
You never seen it. You know, like when you're dealing with Josh Allen, when you get a chance to put up 45 on him, let your starting quarterback go do that. Because you know what that means for him next week when it comes to confidence? You know what it means for a person to build off that for the next following week? Like, let him have that. Instead, all you did was turn into a game manager, say, hey, now we're going to run the ball, give it to Cam, give it to Tracy, and we sit you out for a whole quarter now and make you only drop back on third down. Now, fourth quarter, come out and win me a football game.
It killed the momentum.
Killed the momentum. You know what I'm saying? Just kill this whole little thing. You should just let them keep dropping back. Keep running your game plan. You may not know you were going to score 30, 20-something points in the first three quarters because you haven't done it really all season, but, like, you're doing it. Like, keep rolling with the game plan. Keep letting it roll, especially when everything's moving good for the first time for you. You're blowing out a top team, and your offense is finally clicking. You're scoring over 30 points. I don't know if the Giants have done that for the rest of the season, but I've never seen their offense look this good into playing one of these top defenses, and it just looks like everything was just going their way. You got to allow that to keep rolling. So I definitely put the blame on, the coaching staff over there from New York, but obviously I love my Broncos getting a win. I obviously felt that energy, and I knew, and not that I knew we were going to win, but, like, it couldn't have worked out any better, honestly. Score 33, 32, you know what I'm saying? All the Demaryius Thomas numbers thrown in there, the 88-yard drop, like, everything. Like, it just, like, I feel like it was supposed to kind of go that way. You know what I mean? I think the energy was meant to be felt. I think it was meant to be a great game. After the game was over, of course, I had to go back and, like, wow, like, that was an amazing game. And I think you wouldn't kind of want anything else. Being a fan, like, of course, we all want a blowout, right? Blow these guys out, right? You know what I'm saying? But just say the truth, we don't get extra points for blowing people out. We don't.
Those close games are the fun ones.
Exactly. Like, no one gets any extra points for blowing people out. Like, you know what I'm saying? A win is a win, especially in the NFL. This isn't college football. We're getting points for how many teams you beat by, scale, different. Like, no, like, it's about wins and losses. Like, and NFL is made a key point on that. And I like that because now you can really divulge into the game and then get yourself into the game like we just had right now and just really appreciate it when you do get the win, like, because it's a tough league. And as we've seen this any given Sunday. So,
did you see Russ's tweet? Do you have any thoughts on that? And then we'll get into the Cowboys game on Sunday.
Man, that's crazy. I just seeing that tweet, I was watching the Sean Payton thing. And I know he came out and said that none of it was about Russ, right? And cool. Like, I get it. But, like, for me, I don't like playing a nice guy role. Like, don't do that. You know what I'm saying? That's manipulative. I don't, like, if you're a certain type of guy, be that guy. Like, there's no point in trying to trick media. We don't need you to be role model. I need you to be a role model for my kid. You know what I'm saying? I know that. You know what I'm saying? Like you who you are. You know what I'm saying? Like, but if it isn't one bad thing to kind of say about Sean Payton for that one thing, like, there's other bad things I guess you can say, you know what I'm saying, as Russ pointed out. But, like, no one, like, obviously we're over that. We're human. Like, people make mistakes. People do things in life. We get over them. We get better or we get worse. Seems like Payton is getting better. You know what I'm saying? He's been a better guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, does he have a bit of that player side of him, that competitiveness? Oh, I don't like Russ. Let me talk a little bit. Bro, by any means, you're a human being. Just because you're a head football coach of an NFL team doesn't mean you're not human. If you don't like this man, if you don't think he was good, or whatever the case may be, we get it. We want you to keep that face on. But I think we all are well aware that you don't like Russell Wilson. I think
we've seen that in that Rams game when he chose.
Exactly. We seen how it played out in Denver. You know what I mean? From the arrival of Sean Payton, I'm not saying that it's been nothing bad. What I'm saying is, just when it comes to Russ alone, this has never been something that Sean has been ecstatic about. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, like, just kind of like, be like, yeah, like, okay, it was geared toward him. He had a good comeback. They got a lot more recognition than your speech did. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's why we have to come back and address this now. Because if you would have just been able to say what you would have said and it just would have got swept under the rug, and Russ never responded, no one would have cared. You get what I'm saying? But since he finally responded, now you have to come back with a rebuttal. You know what I'm saying? Because he did something that you didn't think he was going to do. It's something that we have never seen Russ do.
Russ had enough.
Let's talk poorly about another human being.
He had enough. He had enough. I never seen that one coming, man. Because
never seen Russ talk poorly about a human being.
He was so quiet. But I respect it. I was like, all right, shit. I guess let your nuts hang.
It ain't got nothing to do with the world. It got everything to do with them too. We already knew about everything that happened with the Saints back in the day. If you're a football fan, everybody knows about that. Cool. You know what I'm saying? We already did our due diligence. And he already did his, going through court systems and all that. No one cares about refiling this man or rebranding him as a bad person. Like, no, he's already dealt with that phase. He already dealt with that phase in his life. He's already passed that. He's already doing much better things here with the Broncos. He's already being a better man. Like, we got to stop doing that. Even that's one part I didn't really like. I don't really like about beefing, but it's a part of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you bring up old scars, you know what I'm saying? Like, bring up old wounds, you know what I mean? Like, it's just a natural part of the beef. It's just a natural part of the beef. You know what I'm saying? And anybody can say this. You know what I'm saying? Anybody that gets mad at somebody else can come through and say something bad that this person done in the past that may get people to lift their eyebrows. But it's old. It's old. Russ, kill that.
Let it go.
Let it go. Sean, you let that shit go too. You know what I'm saying? Like, if y'all see each other, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's football, man. Y'all might as well dap it up, shake it out, call it a day. You know what I'm saying? It's about if that man thinks you're a good football player or not. And on both sides, it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if Sean Payton thinks you're a good quarterback or not, Russ.
Right.
It doesn't matter.
He still got to prove that it's been a while since he won that Super Bowl. So even Sean Payton's got to still prove that he's, they're off to a good start for sure. But but he's an offensive mind and that defense looking strong.
Yeah, I mean, Sean got a chance to do something else great again this year. With this Denver Broncos team, I think they definitely have all the pieces that they need.
They look good.
I'm going to say one more thing. I think, honestly, tell you the truth, I think we may need one more receiver. We may need it. And
because Cortland's nice, but
but Cortland is fine. It's not about Cortland. We're not because Cortland is
he's solid.
He's like, I don't want to call him a role player because he's not a role player. Right. Like he does something very phenomenally. That is your red zone threat. That is a big body, shock route runner, comeback guy. Like I'm not putting him on every route tree. That's what I will say. You know what I mean? For every situation, like you can maybe do like a Calvin Ridley or like one of these other guys. But I think when it comes to contested catches, we've seen over the years that this is one of the better contested catching guys that's in the NFL, next to Mike Williams, next to all these other JSN is getting up there. But there's a lot of guys that are getting into that concentrated catch area where people are finding that fine niche. To be like, hey, like this is what people get recognized for, like Anquan Bolden. Like we knew, like when it came to a bang bang catch, Anquan, that's your guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's certain guys who built that type of name. Cortland Sutton has built that type of name for herself to be a bang bang guy. Throw me the ball when somebody's on me, put it in my direction, I will come down with it. That is what we know Cortland Sutton for. We don't really know him for creating 2 to 3 yards of separation. We know him for making concentrated catches. That's what we need from Cortland Sutton, and he's been giving us that, and he gives us that. But when it comes to your other receivers, I like Pat Bryant, I like Franklin, I like Mims a lot. But I still think they just need another all-around guy that they can mix those other pieces with until they're fully developed. That's all. That's one.
How are you feeling about this game against the Cowboys on Sunday? I think this might be one of the best games of the year. This is the number one offense versus number one defense. It's gonna be crazy,
bro.
It's gonna be a crazy game.
I mean, I wish we would have been able to calculate the fact that George Pickens
And
George Pickens, bro,
is a perfect example of what the Broncos need.
like
A number 2, a solid
number 2, a solid, like beyond solid. I can't even call that man.
He's a 1B.
Star. That's
He's
a
a 1B. He's a 1B.
He's definitely wide receiver 1. Him and CD, like when he said that early in the season, they said they got 2 wide receiver 1s. That's not a joke. That's not a joke.
I didn't believe it at first, but
it didn't work with Dez. It didn't work with, a bunch of different little compliments to CD before, which already had CD in my top 5. CD's always been in my top 5, just simply because what he does with the ball in his hands. I think a lot of receivers lack in that area, that we try to say are great receivers, but they suck with the ball in their hands. I don't like saying that guys that can catch the ball, like they can catch well, but you can't run with the ball well. I think we're at too high of a level to be dealing with receivers that don't look good after the catch. Like I'm the firm believer in that. But like that guy, they got George, they got CD over there. They got some tight ends. We're gonna have our hands full this weekend for sure. We're gonna have our hands full. Dak Prescott's playing out of his mind right now. I was crazy because I'm not even the biggest Dak Prescott fan. I was just telling them that they probably should have traded him. You know what I'm saying? But just to give him a fresh start, you know what I'm saying? Just give everything a little fresh fam. But like, boom, here come the Cowboys storming again like they've done 8 years before. So we got to just see how their seasons play out, man. Right. I think the Cowboys does this to their own fans. I'm not even a Cowboys fan, but I know they do it to their own fans all the time. Yeah. So like, I'm not gonna get too high on it. I know defense wins championships, and I know their defense is bad. That's one thing I do know. I do know they just dropped the game versus the Carolina Panthers.
That was strictly defense.
You know what I'm saying?
If I'm not mistaken, it was a 4th and 5, and it's the same
thing. It's the same thing that we have going on. Around the league. I like the Bland. I even like Trayvon Diggs. I just think they keep putting like they need help in their secondary.
Oh yeah,
Cowboys need help in their secondary. You can have Bland and Diggs. You can't play NFL games with no safeties.
Wilson can be good.
Or linebackers.
He can't play zone coverage, and that's the problem. Eberflus has been putting them in a lot of zone coverage, and their man.
You talking about Bland?
Bland can, but the whole defense, they've been playing a lot of zone to start the season. And that was messing them up, so they've been trying to transition to more man because that's what Diggs that's what they're better at. But
honestly, tell you the truth, brother, Diggs is a zone corner.
He's not even going to play this week though. I think he's going to be out with concussion.
Diggs is a zone corner. I do not want to see Diggs man to man against anybody. I do not want to see. He's an anticipation guy. He's a guy who knows route schemes. You have to let him be able to look at the field. He has to play off coverage a little bit, all that. Like him in a cover 2 stance, him in a deep third. That is where you want Trayvon Diggs. You don't want Trayvon Diggs with his eyes off the quarterback playing one-on-one with the receiver. That's not what you want. That's not his play style. It looks good in the offseason, but I'm just sorry every time it's in game situations, man to man just doesn't seem to work out too well for the guy. I mean, if it's from him tripping and falling and getting put down by number 2 and 3 receivers, it's not something that I'm willing to constantly put my team through when you watch the man have 7 picks in the zone scheme. Like, you put him back to the point to where you fell so much in love with him, put him back in those essences. Put him back in those situations and predicaments rather than line him up in man. Because now, if they come out and line up man versus us, we're going for 40.
He ain't honestly. He needs to figure it out because he's been struggling this season. We played better defensively last week versus Washington without Diggs. I think he's a star player, but he's not himself right now. I think he's coming off the injury and.
Bro, but you gotta know what it's like. A star player.
We lost Al Harris, which was he was a good coach for him and was helping him scheme up the right places. So
you know who he reminds me of, brother? He reminds me of a player I played with, Josh Norman. Like Josh Norman was more exceptional at man-to-man coverage than I feel like Diggs is. I would say like if I gave him a Madden rating, I'll give one of them. I'll give Josh Norman like a 91. You know what I'm saying? I'll give Trayvon like an 87, 86.
Norman,
You know what I'm saying? Like
coverage.
You know, that's man coverage, but Josh Norman zone coverage 99. Hands down. You don't want anybody else to play cover 2 for you or cover 3 more than you want Josh Norman playing it for you because he's going to take away half the field for you. He reads the quarterback that well. You know, watch it in the Super Bowl, watch it being his teammate, watch it multiple times, going against him and playing with him. Trayvon Diggs has that same exact ability. Let him put his eyes on the quarterback. Let him, because then he's going to make instinctual decisions to leave zones and make plays. Because he knows when the ball's not coming that way, he knows how to shrink the field. Like, he does that well. I think him and his brother are great IQ players. They're some of the better IQ players in the NFL because they truly know football. Not from just, oh, yeah, I read plays and I watch film. Like, no, just instinctually. Like, when it comes to player movement, when it comes to football playing, those are two of the better guys when it comes to football, when it comes to just natural play IQ, when they can do what they're tailored to do, you know. But I don't think I want to see Trayvon Diggs in man coverage for a while if they want to do anything. But I'm saying that the Dallas for sure drops his game if they come out and try to man up Denver and try to do anything that they seen New York do. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not going to work out for them the same exact way.
All right, we'll do predictions, but I think what I'm trying to say is they played almost no man to start. They were playing like 3-4% man, and the last week they played like 10 to 15%. I'll be watching the Cowboys podcast. That's where these stats from. So that, I guess that's kind of more what I mean is like, yeah, they're gonna be more zone for sure, and I think you're right. But I think you got to play a little man. You can't just go straight zone, and I think that's where the Cowboys were messing up. I guess that's more of my point. So I agree with you. I think they do need to stay zone for sure for most of the game, but we need to see a little bit, man. You can't just stay zone the whole game.
I mean, yeah, obviously, you know, like and it comes to different moments of a game and different situations of a game when you want to go man or want to go, you know, zone. But like obviously your third and short situations, you know, like where you got Micah Parsons.
He's not there.
He's not there anymore, brother. He's not there.
He finally came up last week. He finally started going last week.
There's no pass rush. You gotta play zone. You gotta. Like, you play man.
But when it's 4th and 5 and you're lining up 10 yards off the line of scrimmage and to Carolina and you letting up the easy catch, that's what it's like, bro.
Lining up in man, brother, you better off giving up the first. Because if you go man, it's going to be a tub. And who all you got?
Depends on who it is, though, too. Cortland.
But when you're dealing with a 4th and 5, and I know I got to have it, I'm coming out with 4 receivers. Yeah. And you're going to go man on me? With who?
You got a prediction.
With who? I mean, to be honest, we know we got Bland. Cool. That's your top guy in man-to-man coverage.
You're right.
That's your top guy in man-to-man coverage. Outside of that, you're looking at casualties. You're looking at casualties on the field. You're looking at easy completions. I'm sorry.
Well,
and that's been the riddle of their defense is easy completions. They give up the easiest completions that go for bigger yards. They give up everything. They give up everything.
And that's what's going to come down to is who steps up more, the Broncos offense or Cowboys defense? Because
that's a huge question.
Because on the other end, I think that's going to be a good game. You know what I'm saying? Like that, like
definitely going to be one of those games.
But when it comes to can our defense step up, or is the Broncos offense going to step up? I think that's going to be the difference. I think it's going to be a good game. I think it's going to be a close game. I don't know if I want to put any predictions out because I'll be jinxing the Cowboys.
Hey, you know, if you don't try to act funny, we all know you're a Cowboys fan, man. But
That's why I be jinxing.
but you know what? This is my prediction because I like predictions because I always like to, test the scales and test the waters. But I think the Broncos had a crazy win last week. Crazy win. I think the Cowboys are hot as fish grease.
They're hungry.
They're hungry. They're hungry, and I think they're trying to figure out something with their defense right now.
Played a little better last week. A little better.
I think they're trying to figure it out. I would have to say, like, I don't know if Sean has seen anything from that offense in that fourth quarter that he realized, like, hey, I need to get Bo going more. I need to get his wheels, run more of those quarterback powers. You know what I'm saying? Like, we need to get a little bit more nastier with Bo a little bit. I get we try to prep, but that's a big guy. That's a big boy now. You know what I'm saying? He's not a little scrawny thing. You know what I'm saying? He's not little Jaden Daniels. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not what we dealing with. Like, go ahead and let him fall for 4 or 5 a couple times. You know what I'm saying? In the game, let his legs know, like, hey, we need these things rolling. But if we get off to that type of movement, I say we can squeak out one versus Cowboys. I say we squeak out one, but this is the X factor. The X factor is Pat and Riley. And I'm going to also put it on Hufanga and B. Jones on the back end because that Ferguson kid as well. He's a good player. He's a good player. He shows up all the time. He shows up on tape all the time.
You guys have the linebackers to match.
I know, but hey, look, that's what I said. It's not just it's going to come down to us really stopping this offense. So we're going to have to really come out and play versus Pickens and Lamb, and we got to put a stop to Ferguson, and we got to put a hat on Prescott. Because if we put a hat on Prescott, he does not perform well under pressure. I'm sorry. I've never seen him do it. I've never seen him do it good. I've never seen him, just constantly keep that poise. But you know what? With that star on his helmet in a clean pocket, I think he's looked better than any other quarterback that you can possibly name right now with a clean pocket. Clean pocket, Dak Prescott is phenomenal.
I think he's thrown for like 13 touchdowns and 0 picks in the last 4 games. And I'm just nervous because I know with that Broncos pass rush, I'm worried he's going to throw one.
He hasn't won against one good pass rush team yet.
Yeah, he's due for a pick. I hate to say it, but
Commanders' pass rush right now is bad.
Right.
That pass rush is booty, butt, cheeks.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I mean, we got to it's not really not the fastest according to what we're seeing around the league right now from the Steelers, what we're seeing from the Broncos, what we're seeing from even the Giants. Giants are going crazy right now on defense. Like,
they're nice.
So it's a bunch of teams out here who's showing you how to get to the quarterback, and and a lot of them haven't played the Dallas Cowboys yet. Yeah. So I think the Dallas Cowboys is about to get their first taste of a real pass rush. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? A real defense. People screaming off the edge every play you draw back and want to go into one of those 4 or 5 step drops. Like, because we've seen it a lot versus Carolina. We've seen a lot versus the other teams. He's dropping back there and he's looking real cute. He's been looking real cute the past couple of weeks. Like, I know they extended that guard and tackle. They put some money.
They getting healthy. The O-line.
Yeah, you feel me? I see what they own. I see what they own. So, like, for me, it's just like, all right, now let's see what y'all do. Y'all got to hold up against the top dogs right now.
Right. It's going to be a good match. I think whoever wins this is like proving that they're legit. I'm going to say the Cowboys squeak one out 31-27 because I have to.
Damn.
But I think if it's a high-scoring game, I think Cowboys win. If it's a low-scoring game, I think Broncos win because if the Cowboys can't score like 30 points, I think the Broncos probably win.
Yeah, I don't think the Cowboys. If the Cowboys don't go over 27, they don't win this game.
Yeah, I agree.
If they don't go over 27, they don't win this game.
I agree.
And I'll take that. We can make a deal on that for sure. If they don't score over 27, they lose the game for sure.
I agree with that
for sure.
Because that's the only.
We already know their defense. We already know their defense ain't about to do about the damn thing. So like. They're gonna need 27 plus.
Every game the Cowboys have won, it's been over 30 points this year. If they've scored under 30, they've lost.
I mean, shit, what happened with Carolina? Well, how many points you scored versus Carolina?
27 or 24. One of those.
I think they still got to like 27 and still dropped the game.
Right. No.
It's crazy work. Crazy. So,
how you feeling about the CSU, man? They finally, man, Jay Norvell, they let go of Jay Norvell after that homecoming loss. Crowd was at 40-some thousand. They broke the CU game, allegedly. I don't know how, but they did that versus Hawaii. Jay Norvell let go after.
I didn't care about that shit, man.
Right.
Nobody give a damn about that. I'm tired of the propaganda.
Shut that
shit up. Motherfuckers constantly trying to know this over here, trying to deflect over here. Let's make this part look good of our fucking shitty. Like, no. If you're gonna fix something, fix it. Stop acting like there's good things and bad things. No, this is a core. We are looking at the core of something. We're not looking at individual pieces to see how we feel about this thing. We're looking at it as a whole. And as a whole, it doesn't matter about the fans that we bringing in if we don't have a staff.
Right.
The only thing you're going to do is make people show up less after that.
Right.
Because then if you try to make it seem like, oh, we just need the support.
Like they did with Joe Parker.
We just need the support. And then we go out and drop an egg. Like we did it for all, like, no. Let's not make it seem like the problems are in these other places or the focus needs to be anywhere else besides that damn locker room and that coaching staff. Like, let's go directly to the source. Let's start picking and let's start choosing the best thing for Colorado State for the next 10 to 15 years. Not for the next best 3 to 4 years. Because that's what we've been choosing lately. We've been choosing a lot of 3-4 year stint coaches that we know from looking at their previous track record, what they're going to do with their job. If they underperform, they get fired. If they overperform, they leave. So let's start planning to be with the coach for the next 10 to 15 years. Because although there's been a lot of fluctuation going on in the Pac-12 and the SEC and all this other stuff in the past years, we know the key component to a successful college program is a culture. And typically a coach being around for 10 plus years. You know, somebody that wants to be there regardless of how the season goes. I think CSU needs to start looking at more former players, more guys that are more vested into CSU outside of money or outside of an opportunity.
Right.
It has to be like some real type of implications that fall into place when you want to come here. We don't need somebody that's going to constantly use CSU as a stepping stool. You know what I mean?
I love you as a running backs coach.
Huh?
You should be a running backs coach up there, man.
Man, me coaching football right now at 32 years old, doing music, acting, doing everything that I'm doing right now. I love those kids. I made sure even doing player development with them and doing scouting like I was doing with them earlier. You know, I make sure I let them know, man, I'm going to show up whenever I can. And no one had to pay me $1 for that because I just naturally care. Right. So I always showed up on my free dime. And that will be the same thing moving forward. I would always just want to be there, support them. You know what I'm saying? Anytime I would have in my hands right now, you know, while I'm still moving on my own. You know, I'm not really a guy that's looking forward to losing my legs and losing my mobility and moving around and chasing my things right now.
Right.
But in the future for sure, I definitely would love to come and coach up at CSU. Be a GM. Really, I really wouldn't want to coach. I would want to help them scout. I would want to help them find opportunities for themselves and just for the program as a whole. You know, work with the head coach, work with staff and stuff like that. I think that's what I work best at. You know, being a running back coach would be cool, but I think overall, like, I would want to help bring in talent throughout the whole of football. I love football as a whole, not just even just the running back position. I love the whole game. So,
Right.
yeah.
But yeah, man, it's just it needed to happen. I think Jay is a good dude. I never met him, but I mean, he he was never in no drama or nothing crazy besides the Dion shit. But
No, I love Jay, man. I
yeah,
think, I told this, I've been saying this to people ever since people have been asking me, they see me around. I'm around Fort Collins a lot,
right,
and people ask me like, "Oh man, what do you think about Jay?" Like, I don't think the problem was Jay. I've said that before. I'll say it again. I don't think the problem is Jay. What I do think is like him having the attitude that he has, like ultimately came back to bite him in the butt. And that's him being loyal. That's him being
OC, man.
yeah, like him trying to be loyal to the people that he brought in and giving them an opportunity. When really, like, just being honest with you, like, which I feel bad for the most, is because like that was his opportunity.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like that was your head coaching job.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So I get it, like about giving other people chances, and things like that of that nature. But create your resume first.
Right.
Build out.
Your man, but
build out successful things first. Now we don't care about that you had 2 guys or 3 guys go to the NFL that you knew because you didn't put them in the NFL. These kids are already talented. They were talented before they got to you. They were going to go to the NFL regardless, brother. I'm sorry. They're like you just the one that gave them a workout regimen and told them, hey, like you're going to catch this ball in this route. Otherwise, that kid is going to be exactly what that kid was going to be.
right.
Like with or without you. You know what I mean? I don't really like getting into the whole, oh, this guy made this guy, now he's going to make this. Like, no, we don't come on now, stop that. Nick Saban didn't make every Alabama commit. They just went to Alabama. They were already 5-star recruits before they got there. Right. You know what I mean? Like, if they were going to pan out, they would have panned out at Charleston State if they could have. You know what I mean? just being real. Like, that's what trajectory comes into play in God. But that's me.
Yeah.
But I think for the most part, like, I think that was his opportunity that he tried to include people on and try to give so many people so many different chances when really he should have been only putting qualified people in the positions that he really needed just to further his chances of success,
Right.
So he can build out that resume for himself because he doesn't really have the greatest of resumes right now. Yes, he has success at certain places in certain times, but like, we have coaches in this game right now that can't do no wrong. You get what I'm saying? And that's kind of like the rapport that you want to create as a coach is that like, hey, like Urban Meyer, or Nick Saban, one of these guys, like those are years and years and years of successful seasons. You know what I mean? Or why they're getting those jobs and why they're not being fired if Ohio State has a bad year after 1 year or 2 years. Like, they usually have to have 2 or 3 bad years. You know what I'm saying? Being like, just terrible. We're talking about maybe 3-4 wins, and they're like, man, this Urban, like, he got to go now. This has been 4 seasons of this. You know what I'm saying? But when you have less of a resume, max, you got 2 of those seasons. Max. You got 2 of those. So when you come in and somewhere like you have to juice up your staff. You have to juice up the staff. You have to make sure you got everything that you need. Everything. Everybody's in the right position. You can't just have people out of position just because you feel like, hey, I'm still gonna make this work out. Or this guy, I believe in this guy, he's gonna make this thing work out for you. Like, no, you need real experience, brother, outside of your own. You can't be the Band-Aid to almost every problem because you have the knowledge. So if somebody's lacking over here, you're gonna just run over there and throw a Band-Aid and throw some alcohol on it, and then you're gonna run away. No, that cut's gonna get infected. You know what I'm saying? And it takes daily cleaning. You know what I'm saying? To clean out that wound. You can't come visit this wound every 5 days, 6 days. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be affected by the time you get back to it, and that's why I think it's happened to Norvell over time by him not taking those side quest missions for those other player position jobs that need to be filled with proper pieces. So I feel bad for Jay. Like I said, I think he was definitely the guy for the job, but the other guys, it's a team thing, and they needed other pieces as well, not just Jay Norvell.
Yeah,
So
I mean they won 8 games last year, but they were squeaking out wins. The
it didn't look
management of the
good.
offense, yeah, it didn't look
It
good.
was a lot of comeback wins after being down, like to
Yeah,
teams that we probably shouldn't have been. Like it's a bunch of
they were
things
getting
that was
blown
going
out. If a team was solid like a bowl team, they were getting blown out. So the
on.
teams they did beat were like really bottom Mountain West. Like they,
Mm-hmm.
they so I think we all kind of knew like, hey Jay, you probably need to go get you an OC to call these plays. But he
Mm-hmm.
was in his head, he's like, we won 8 games. Well, who, goes into the season, and then by the time he changes to Matt Money, I'll say it looked better versus Fresno, but it was too late. Like you said, the wound was already so deep. It was like, now you can't have no mess ups, and then you have the mess up versus Hawaii, and it's time to move on. You know what I'm saying? So I don't
Absolutely,
know.
yeah.
Who
I
do
don't.
you who do you think they should go after? Have you thought about any names? Or?
Honestly, brother, if I was them, I would call it Joey P. I
That'd
would
be
call him.
crazy.
I would
Defense,
call him. I would
defensive
call
minded.
him. I would ask Joey P with all of the resources that he has, all the former players he knows, how many times he's been back at CSU, met great coaches, great staffs of other staffs. You know what I mean? Who would be delighted to work for Joey. Um, I think Joey Porter's a great starting point, a great starting conversation for that head coaching job at CSU. I think Joey Porter is a guy that comes in, he finds the right pieces and people who care, and we already have the players. I think you need to bring in a player, a player guy, and a player coach guy immediately. You know what I mean? So you don't lose what you have in his locker room now, and you can build on that for the next year, as well as that guy bringing in more promising pieces than a guy like Jay Norvell ever could. By him
That's
being
interesting.
former alum, you know what I'm saying? Having access to more former alum that want to be at CSU or want to be at that school,
It's
because
probably the
not a lot of
greatest
people are
player
going
in
to.
CSU history
Yeah, not a lot of people are
as
going to
far
do
as
that
like
for.
NFL and stuff.
Yeah, like not a lot of guys are going to come back for a guy that they never played with, coached for, or played at their school. And a lot of guys are going to just open-handedly be like, "Hey, I'll give you my time. You didn't even go to CSU. You went to some other school, and da-da-da-da. None of your history is here at CSU." Like a lot of guys that were former players aren't going to be as willing to come up and extend a hand like that. But if you got guys have met years and years and years at alumni events, but like he knows his football, he knows the game, all these things. Like there you go. Like I think that's more of a guy that we try to sort out after, and put his name in that ballot for sure. I think he's more of the promising pieces that I think we have to look forward to in his next coaching job.
That's an interesting name because I feel like most people have been saying, "Oh, Colin Klein, the Texas A&M OC," or because he's from Loveland and he played at Kansas State.
Anybody can.
Kubiak from Seattle, but Joey P, I don't. You know what? I'm not sure if he wants to coach, but if he is interested, that might be that would probably bring hella spark, and a lot of coverage. I'm sure the media would be all over that,
It's
and
just the
could bring a
truth,
lot of
and then
star.
you're gonna.
And not to compare it to the CU, because it's different, but I could see somewhat of a similar effect of, obviously
Come
Dion
on,
went
man!
Dion
Like
went to
it's the
CU and it
truth.
changed the culture. And
It's
then
the truth, man. You bring in somebody with the energy. You bring in someone with the energy of the campus. Of the campus. CU is a lot different from CSU. They're more open to outsider. You know what I'm saying? Because they're more money based. Like CSU is more into like family based. I think that's always been the biggest difference that I've noticed between CU and CSU. CU is like the party school. Like I went there. It's cool to go there. You know what I'm saying? Like, and CSU's always been like my family's there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like all my best friends was like this and that. Like I go to Fort Collins all the time. I hang out like, or like you just miss the place. Like I don't
I
really
was
see
born, yeah, my family went to CSU. That's why I'm a CSU dude. I was born in Fort Collins, so
yeah, like I don't
thanks.
really see too many people missing Boulder too much. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think it has that same homie vibe. I don't think it has all those same things, but it's definitely like close to Denver. It looks like close to Denver all year. Like, you know what I'm saying? It gives more of that propaganda side of things that I feel like Deion flourishes well, you know what I'm saying, under the lights. We've known that about him as a player, and then yet alone as a coach. Like, if he would have came to CSU, I don't even think it would have looked the same. It wouldn't have looked. It wouldn't have looked as good because people at CSU care about different things than people in CU care about. And I think
seen plenty squabbles at CU at parties.
Like, that's what I'm saying. They just reckless. They reckless at CU. They like it's the rich kids, you know. It's the bougie kids. Come on now, it just is what it is. I gotta call
big boulder houses.
I gotta call it a spade a spade. They think they better. You know what I'm saying? Like, they think they school got more modern tech. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like CU thinks they're better. They're just more bougier. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I think like, as far as Joey P, I think his nature, me knowing him personally, I think his nature fits CSU. You know what CSU needs right now, in a coach and a guy who knows talent with the roster that you already have. Like, bring them. It's not really even up for debate right now. We got to get a guy like Joey P in the office. We got to get a former player that really wants to be there, who really wants to take them through this Pac-12 thing. And really build it out with them, and then also has the love of, you know, obviously the staff as well. Like, it's going to come down to all of this. So I think we definitely got to just go that route. We have to go the route that says we're banking on the next 10 to 15 years, not the next 4 years. We need immediate results. No, we need results over this next 10. Winning some championships, getting the Pac-12 championship, and building those guys up mentally to know that that's, you know, what's about to transpire. So
I think bringing a guy like Joey P would change the whole culture around. Honestly, so Norvell was our last AD, Joe Parker, his last hire, and I think John Weber, the current AD, is a lot better. And I mean, but this is going to be his first real decision. He made a good move by extending Nico and then bringing up Ali on the basketball side. Got a great basketball program right now. Obviously, we're selling out, so obviously he knows what he's doing. Now, this is the most important decision he will make. You know what I'm saying? And I believe in him and Amy Parsons, the president. I think they're great looks. So I think they're going to hire the right person. They said they're doing a coaching search through a firm. You know, so I'm sure they're going to look at a bunch of candidates and do it the right way. I have confidence in them that, you know, going into the Pac-12, CSU.
I'm not gonna lie, brother.
Good squad.
I'm calling Joey P right after we get off the phone. I'm calling Joey P, and I just want to see where his head's at, man.
That's a good idea.
Like, I would love for Joey P to come and coach at CSU, man, and bring back that spark. Like, dog,
he was there during the best when CSU was ranked number 13 in the nation.
Like, we need that energy, brother. We need someone who knows and knows the energy of CSU. You get what I'm saying? Like, knows how to bring it out, knows how to bring it out the players where they are, understands all of that. Like, we need that. We need it.
He did coach for a little bit. I remember the Gartrell Johnson days back in like the 08, I think.
He was there during me.
Yeah, so
Joey P was there. He was coaching outside linebacker when I was at CSU.
Okay,
like,
so yeah, maybe
then he left and went to the Steelers. He went to the NFL and started coaching a little bit. But like,
yeah, I would call him because I think that would be a good job.
It's our guy, man. It's our guy.
Okay, they got the boot. Tyson Summers took over as interim. Last time CSU beat Wyoming in Wyoming, they had Tyson Summers as the D coordinator. So we got the boot coming up. Wyoming is changing. They changed their OC. So CSU and Wyoming both struggling this year. There's no excuses why they can't get it. Keep it in Fort Collins. How you feeling about the game this weekend?
CSU gotta win. I mean, it's not a gotta win type of thing, obviously.
Right.
But, you know, obviously they're going through a lot up there. And I just want the guys to go out, play safe, you know, be able to just keep putting good film out there, you know, go out there and go play the game that they know they love and cherish. And just keep going, man. Just finish up the season strong. You know what I'm saying? Like, do everything you're supposed to
Right.
do. You know,
You
just
still
show up
go to a
every
bowl
single day.
game.
Exactly. Still got a bowl game in sight. You know, it's right there.
Trophy.
Still. You know, so like we just really need them just to,
That
focus
boot.
on getting back to like real football. And
Mm.
being able to just focus on being football players, man. If you don't think these kids are witnessing all the stuff that's going on around them and dealing with it all, like the media will have to be crazy because I'm close to those kids and I know they're being affected by it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And I definitely want to see them just be able to go out and play football and be able to focus on the season, um, and be able to
Right.
just prepare themselves for the next game right now. Right now, they don't need to be looking forward to the future. They're in their future right now. They're playing games on Saturday. They're literally living out their dreams. It sucks that they have to
Deal
go
with
through
all
all this
this.
stuff. With
BFN.
coaches firing and all this other stuff. Like a lot of other kids around the nation aren't having to go through this right now, but they are. It's part of their journey now, and you just kind of want them to embrace that and just take it and run with it, and know that it can be a lot of positives that comes from it as well.
Yeah.
BFN,
I feel bad
BFN
for him. They on
walk
his
away from the
ass.
team.
Yeah. Hey, I don't
BF,
blame him. I don't blame him.
don't blame him one bit.
Don't
I
blame
know
him.
that wasn't originally a talking point for us, but
Right.
yeah,
Surprise
man.
for sure.
I think CSU let that boy down. I think they let him down poorly. We spoke about it.
Poorly
We,
coached.
we yeah, they treated him poorly. They set him up poorly. Um, that part I'm not gonna let. I've held my tongue a lot for. I will for a lot of things, but when it comes to the players, I'm not gonna hold my tongue for this player. This player showed up. They put him in a terrible position. They were taking him out on third downs, not letting him get in full flows
Didn't
of a
trust him
real
last year.
quarterback position.
Yeah.
Way different from last year, way different from anything that they've done with him before. This kid has built a whole brand for himself. Not only that, he's made your team, give your team a little bit of promise, gave your team that spark, to even bring in these other recruits, and did a complete disservice of them this offseason. And there's nothing wrong with Taj, the other quarterback that they brought in. I just think they just made a bunch of terrible wrong moves, and this whole pitfall of things that started to align with just the worst kind of nightmare ever for the
Right.
quarterback position. Bringing in Taj to take this man out on third. Bringing him in to make it seem like he had any competition to even begin with. I don't think that was the route that you take with the junior, the 3-year starter, a guy that you want to come into the season and be proud and be happy. He already knew he had Jackson behind him. He knew he had 3 behind him. 2 other great quarterbacks.
Four running backs.
Right.
Stable.
Knew there were young people, though. Knew that he was going to be like the older guy in that room.
A leader.
Leader. And you paint that to everybody. And then you do everything to show him that he's not the leader. The coaches are the leaders. You don't play a snap. These players are the leaders. You keep the best player on the field. You make sure your best player is being a representation of what it looks like to be the best player inside of your system, inside of your culture. You don't show the rest of your team what it looks like when you have the best, when you're quote unquote saying this is the best person on our team and our culture, and this is how we're going to treat him. Because you make everybody else lose faith in that too as well. Because now you got your quarterback complaining to the rest of the team about how these guys are pieces of shit, and you think that's not going to affect the wide receivers? Oh, you think that's not going to affect the running backs? Oh, you think that's not going to affect the offensive line? Nah, now you got kids talking about leaving the school. Nah, he ain't the only one who about to walk away now.
Right.
Because he has a big say in the locker room. Way more than the coaches do. People may think I'm crazy for saying that.
No, you're right.
But I mean,
he's getting paid $600,000 a year.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, just as a former player, we don't spend time with the coaches. We spend time with the players every day. No Diddy. We shower together. We do everything together. That's your damn brother. It's your brother. So when they say my leg is hurting, your brother typically know if he lying or not. Coaches don't even know. They can go take an x-ray. You know what I'm saying? But the brothers are going to know before the coaches do. How players are feeling, how they're talking. Because half the time when they hear about shit is because another player that went up and told them. Went up there and dry snitched on them. So, like, the players will always have the locker room. No coach will ever have a locker room. Would never own a locker room. Ever. If a coach ever acts like he does, that would be the first moment he will lose a locker room. The best coaches know that you go in there and be like, this is y'all shit. And that's how you get the respect of the locker room.
Right.
That's all the best coaches. Bill Belichick, oh, hey, don't fuck with those guys. That's their locker room. Don't fuck with my guys in their locker room. And they make sure they, like, you know what I'm saying? They make sure they have their sense of prowess of them knowing that that's how powerful a locker room is because they've been in one before.
Right.
Shit, when I went to CSU, our whole team was against McElwain. Damn near. 80% of the guys we were out there with a full-blown notion of knowing that we were playing for each other, that we weren't playing for McElwain. Because no one wanted to play for McElwain anymore. But that didn't give us an excuse to act like we didn't care for the season. Like, no, this is about us. We're not going to let somebody come in and throw blah, 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 blah. But sometimes you don't always have that leadership inside the locker room that can save a season. You know what I'm saying? You don't always have that. Luckily, Kapri Bibbs existed that year. But moving forward, you know what I'm saying, to what we're dealing with now, like, you need, like, that's what could have transpired, but we threw that all in the trash when we treated BFN like trash and brought him out versus Washington first game of the season and started taking him out doing third downs in the red zone when we supposed to be watching him get his first touchdown this season.
Right.
Oh, you rather see a guy from another school transfer in, come take over the star quarterback position, the star. He's supposed to be the star right now. He's supposed to be the star. That's what we painted it out coming into the season, that BFN was our star. You come in the beginning of the season, and this is what you do with your star player. You got him looking on TV, looking at the camera like this. On third down. Like, he's not even in the game.
Right.
What? He's looking around crazy, like, oh, man. I hope I can go back on the field after this play. I hope I can go back on the field after this play. Why is your star player hoping if they can go back on the field?
I don't know, man. It was just bad coaching from the jump, man. It was bad coaching.
No, you don't do that. Name one smart coach that you ever seen do that. Name one. They don't care if they got to line up their star quarterback at receiver to run a trick play.
Right.
But you don't take your star player off the field on third down, brother.
Right.
You're a quarterback. This ain't your scat running back on third and short. Like, no. It's your quarterback, brother. You have to let people know that there's a pass and run option open because you have a star quarterback at the quarterback position.
Right.
Took that away. Made yourself one-dimensional for what reason? Well, you clearly had a guy who could do two things because BFN wasn't slow. It's not Tom Brady. It's not fucking Ben Roethlisberger. You know what I'm saying? Like, geez Louise.
I mean, he showed promise on the CU game. He was at the Manning Passing Academy for a reason. But I wouldn't be surprised if he goes to another program. I was talking to Peyton
about that over the weekend. I was like, yeah, you met my little. I was with Peyton Manning over the weekend.
Yeah.
We ran into each other at the
reunion
reception. It was at the reception the night before. Okay. The night before the actual game. So we were talking about BFN. And I was like, like, what'd you think about BFN? Like, he's a good kid, all that. But it's just like, man, I couldn't even tell him. I'm like, yeah, bro. Like, you brought in, 15 quarterbacks, 10 quarterbacks for your Peyton Manning quarterback camp that you choose every single year out of the, you know what I mean? Top quarterbacks you think in the nation. And, one of them isn't starting anymore because he couldn't even get a third down percentage. Like, he couldn't even get a third down conversion percentage because you never left him in on third down.
Right. I won't be shocked if he goes to another solid program, D1, and he's about to cook.
I can see him going to like
K-State.
You know what I'm saying? I can see him going to like a Minnesota, like somewhere just like a school that's trying to like. They're really good, but they need a quarterback.
A small P4. Purdue.
They need a quarterback right now.
Purdue
That's
or
why I see
something.
him going to one of those college teams that really need a quarterback right now. That are really good. That's going to promise him some promise because somebody's going to offer him something. They're going to offer him big time. So I
He's
think
gonna
it's going
cook.
to be a bigger school that just really needs a quarterback, and I think BFN is smart enough to know and choose a school that's going to really need a quarterback and really need him, and that he can use for his leverage because he's smart in that way.
If they just put confidence in him and coach him the right way, he's gonna be good. But
man, anything better in that system, brother. I'm gonna be
right.
honest. Anything better in that system.
Right. But hey, you know what?
Anything better, because right now, if they don't have all the pieces for that system, the system doesn't work well. You know, like some people know how to build systems around players. You know what I'm saying? And that's what his different. And we talked about this earlier. You know what I'm saying? Some coaches know how to do this. Some coaches know how to scheme around players. And some coaches just scheme around their system. And they say, oh, you don't fit my system. Get out of here. I need this guy right here. He's doing what I need to do in my system better. Like, I need to run my system. It's you don't fit my system. Like, oh, I can't convert you, so you got to go. So it's
hopefully Ty Summers can turn around for the rest of the season. We get that boot, keep it in Fort Collins, and then
come on, Ty.
Next year, we'll
two claps to the Ric Flair, man.
Yes, sir.
2 claps to the Ric Flair. Come on, man. Come on, Ty Summers. Let's see what the fuck we got going on. Let's see. We finna find out this weekend in Wyoming. You know, we heard the speech about the difference between fear and danger. You know, we've heard it all now. You know what I'm saying? And I think he's a very exciting guy. I think he definitely is a guy that puts things more in perspective for those players at this point in time. So I do like them put him as interim head coach. When I see that, I was like, all right, at least like somebody has a brain, because like at least that was a good move. Like that was a good move. That was a good move. Because it could have been anybody that they decided they were going to put the interim head coach and give it to somebody else.
He's got experience.
I'm happy with good job. Good job, Ty Summers. You know what I mean? Getting that interim head coaching spot, you know, and leading these guys for the rest of the season, because they will need his energy to stay on the up and up. You know what I'm saying?
He looks young and more in tune with the players.
They'll need that energy to finish out the season, as well as, you know.
Hopefully they pull a UCLA.
Really much he can do right now. Yeah, honestly, I don't really think there's much he can do. I'm not trying to say his name a ton to ever include him into, you know, the building of this staff, because I don't think that's really his place. You know, is to act like he was in charge of building this staff, but he's you know, this is what he's having to deal with. So I don't think it's fair to include him on his success. You know what I'm saying, on this season, more than I guess we're more predicating it on, you know, him just keeping the energy high, and, you know, whatever he does, and if he can do something great with it, he can do something great with it. I think it'll be a positive to his resume if he can bring something great out of this. But if he doesn't, I don't think it should hurt him at all either. So
I mean, if we're being honest, the defense has looked better outside of the running backs. The defense has looked better. So with Owen Long, he's a second team All-American right now, midseason. So I mean, yeah, bro. And he looks young. And I mean, hopefully they can pull UCLA. We just seen what they did when they fired their coach. 3 straight wins. Penn State. Who did they beat? I can't remember. All I know is they've been cooking. They've been cooking. Yeah, they've been cooking. But we'll see. Hey, I wanted to give a quick shout out to Trev Rich on getting the Monday Night Football placement.
Hey, I heard that, man. Shout out to Trev Rich. Love me. It's the whole team.
Yeah,
hey,
that was dope.
Shout out Trev, man.
It's like I know people in the Denver hip hop scene. They always like, oh, all you guys talk about is Trev Rich or AP, but it's like
Cap.
He's making national placements like this. How can he not? You know what I'm saying? So
we ain't here for no participation awards, man. We're not here for none of that bullshit. Shout out Trev Rich, man. Keep staying on your damn grind, bro. And tell them to get their muscle up. Tell them to get their grind up if they want some of that shine. Go step out into the sun and get their feet moving. Because I'm watching a dude that's posting shit almost every other day.
Every day,
posting clips, posting reels, going hard in the paint,
in the studio,
and everywhere, in all facets of his life. So I'm not trying to hear nobody complain about somebody that I'm watching do shit the right way. Like, you mad at
Right.
somebody for doing something the right way, go get some. Go get some milk and some cookies and
Right.
have your mama feed them to you next time you want a damn participation award. Like, it's not the fuck we out here doing. We out here putting our motherfucking boots to the ground, motherfucking feet to the soil, and we get into it out here, man. Like,
Right.
we don't need to tell nobody what we doing because the world just gotta see it. You get what I'm saying? Trev
Right.
Rich, he knew when he wasn't doing nothing, it wasn't nothing for them to post.
Right.
All of a sudden, Trev Rich is posting his ass off. Now he getting reposted. Duh. Like, look at the formula. Is it really a formula? It's not. It's just called hard work. Motherfucker, get your ass out and get some. Like, I'm tired of everybody acting like this shit is fucking a science.
It's supposed to be handed to you or something.
Like, exactly. Like, this shit is a science experiment. Like, no, bro. Like, you do shit right for 2 days and then you stop for 3 weeks. That's the difference between some other people. Some people do shit right every single day. They wake up again, and they do it again, and then they do it again, and then they do it again. They don't get tired.
Right. They keep it going.
Right. Like, and they not over here every time they finish after their 5th day go, then 5 days in a row.
Yeah.
Like,
I
man, like shit, you know me, 5 days in a row, then we don't hear from you for 4 days.
Right.
Then you go back 3 days in a row. Bro, nobody cares now. Nobody cares. No one's trying to keep track of your days like you are. No one is. People just want to know if they can count on you or not.
Right.
That's it.
It's real. It's real.
They just want to know if they can count on you or not. People don't want to keep asking you when you're going to do something. Sometimes people just want to get tired of seeing your shit.
Right.
AKA. Because that's what the haters going to say. And you're going to have 70% of those. Man, why this nigga posting all the time? Why this nigga? But you know the people that's really going to be proud of you and really going to be, and the people that's really looking to give you a job, you know what they going to do?
They're going to be watching.
God damn.
Yeah.
This motherfucker work hard as fuck.
Yeah.
Do he sleep?
Right.
Like, oh,
people that matter, yeah.
This shit matter. This shit means something to him. That's what real people say to people when they see people do shit like that.
Right.
They don't sit back and try to find a way to find a kink in their arm.
A fault, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like, no, we congratulate that shit. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Because you invite that energy in your life. When you want other people to win, then you're gonna win.
That's the only way. That's the only way somebody can motivate me.
Right.
Like, money and shit don't motivate me. What can motivate me though is the ethic.
Right. I see another platform make a move. I'm like, I clap for him, and I'm like, all right, now I need to get to work. Like,
real life.
That's dope. Yeah, it's dope. Ethic. I ain't gonna hate on him. Yeah.
Like, you see real ethic in people, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you can appreciate it when you've worked for something in your life. Because then you're like, damn, like, all right, I know what it was like for me to create that. I had to do this every fucking day. Ugh. Right. You know what I'm saying? I had to do this every day. Ugh. Yeah, like, and after you, like, shit get hard. And we know that it's hard to keep up those days. Why you think it's okay to applaud it? And it's okay to see people win from that shit. I'm not into, like I said, I'm not into participation awards, brother. Like you can't just fucking have motherfuckers bringing roses and sprinkling rose petals all over your fucking feet just because what? You want to be treated like a bad bitch, or you got a big booty and some big titties? Like what? Like, you're a man. You know what I'm saying? Like, there has to be something that we can count on you for you too. And that's your ethic.
Right.
Like, whenever you say you love someone, whenever you say you want to do something, like, not only should your family know to expect this out of you, but it should be so much on your day-to-day that we shouldn't even get a chance to judge you about it. We shouldn't even get a chance to open our mouth about it, because you should be doing it so much that it's just like, you know what? Well, we know he's going to do this. That's like me posting on Instagram about, you know what I'm saying, my godly shit. People, like, they used to be tired of it. Now motherfuckers just know, like, this is what he does. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
He's an activist.
They're used to it. Yeah.
Yeah, like, he's an activist. Like, he's going to talk about shit. He's going to be vulnerable. He's going to talk about this and that. No, he's not in the bad, or not, he's not angry, or this and that. Like, no, like, I'm a relator. I'm going to push this message. And this is who I am to my people, for my people. You know what I mean? And it takes other people longer to figure it out. It takes others shorter to figure it out. But once you start seeing it every day, then you get the notion like, damn, this shit ain't stopped one day. Like, no, bro, because it's not about me. It's not about you. It's about my ethic. You know what I'm saying? It's about what I stand for. It's about what I want to give to the world every day. You know what I'm saying? Like, And then some people do that with music. Some people do that with art, like regular art, acting. It don't matter what you decide to do in life, but it should be so prevalent that that's what you should just be seeing. You shouldn't even be up for debate.
Right.
You shouldn't even be looking for comments back or affirmation from another human being. It should just be something that you posting and knocking that shit out every single day, whatever it is.
Right. Trev didn't bug me to post that. I just seen it and did it. He didn't care about it. The affirmations.
I know he.
I just seen it. I just seen it and I was like, oh, I gotta post that.
That's hard.
Major. Yeah.
Exactly. Like, duh. Like, people they figure it out the hard way. And then when they figured out the hard way, you know, they turn around and say they was like, damn, bro, nobody was on my side. Nobody believed in me. I said, brother, let's be honest. You didn't believe in yourself either at first.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And then you start believing in yourself, and then you start going every single day.
And then people start believing.
And then people start, like,
you gotta believe in yourself first, man.
You gotta believe in yourself first. People be too busy trying to make other people believe in them before they believe in themselves. They shit themselves.
Right. Everyone's got their own shit going on.
Exactly.
But and then last topic, real quick. We ain't gotta go too crazy on this one, but it was just announced that Chauncey Billups, man, Park Hill legend, is involved in. He got arrested for some sort of gambling. I don't want to know for sure what happened, but that's what they're saying on all the major platforms. That was crazy. Very stand-up individual from Park Hill, from Denver.
Hey, man.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens. It's gambling.
A poker gambling ring.
Yeah, something kind of crazy.
I mean, just being honest with you, brother.
Yeah. If it's just poker and it's not sports related, then
even if it was sports related, he's not in sports. He's not a player.
He's a coach though. As long as.
But my whole thing is, bro, like you can't make a player go out and do this and that and whatever. But I also get the integrity behind the sport and people that watch it. Yeah. So I get that part too. So that's where he messed up at. It's the integrity. It's the actual, you know what I'm saying? Not the fact that he's gambling.
Right.
Like I think we should always fix headlines to address the part that people are really trying to skew it toward. And that is, we're afraid of him doing this in basketball. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And him, not as if he just committed a crime in poker, because you're going to confuse people. You know what I'm saying? Like, he doesn't, like, are we caring about if he has a gambling addiction? Like 60-70% of America, are we caring about that? No, we're not caring. Like, that's not what we're giving a damn about. What we're talking about here is that we have a coach.
Did you bet on games or not?
Exactly, that represents players that is out here gambling, and we can't stand for that.
Right.
Okay.
If that's the case, then yeah, we can't.
All right,
if it's poker,
all this other stuff, acting like mafia, got to include the mafia in this, and all this other shit. I'm like, yo, like, come on, like
let's chill out.
Let's try to like calm down from the criminalizing side of the thing, like, because that's what we like to do when we.
It reminded me of the Diddy.
When we deal with
the Diddy.
Yeah, when we deal with our.
When they first came out, and they were like, they had all the people seasoned and. They just acting like he just done killed a bunch of people.
Exactly, for real. Like, when you know the whole thing, that what y'all mad about. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like the same essence. Like let's not do the whole criminalizing thing like we tend to do with the African community, the Native community, the indigenous people of America. What we've decided to do over time to try to make it seem like they're the problem. He's working with the mafia. When the last time we heard about the damn mafia?
Yeah, that sounded crazy.
Yeah, but you want to include that with a black person as if, like, come on, bro. Like, let's just...
Italian mafias? I don't even know what they were saying.
Let's just knock it off.
It sounded like some 1920s shit.
Okay, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, they know exactly what they're doing. Media knows what they're doing. Let's just knock that whole side off. Let's just call a spade a spade. This man is a coach and should not be gambling. He should not.
Right.
He should not be gambling. If it has anything to do with the players, you should not be doing that. That's the only part where he messed up at. Let's go there. If we're talking about him making money with some Italians that may have been involved in a mob, well, you know what I'm saying, or that he was pokering, because I mean, there's not a lot of like crazy wealthy black people in Colorado. So let's not act like if there was some high stakes poker going on, the whole room was filled with black people. We know that's not going to be the case. It's probably a lot of white Jewish, you know what I'm saying? A bunch of different type of people that's in that poker room that they don't care to mention because they're not Chauncey Billups.
They don't have that name. Yeah.
Exactly. They're not Chauncey Billups. It wasn't going to make headlines. So let's just bring it
throw
back down to the very square root of the problem, and let's just say what the problem is. Let's not try to paint this whole narrative as if we're dealing with the next kingpin of Denver. Okay,
right. They got you sitting in thinking Chauncey's in the back room around the table with a bunch of
exactly. Like, I don't like this shit one bit. Let's get him out of here. Like, come on, bro. Like, yo, like, come on. We can't make this shit up. Like, our media is so funny. Like, let's get this shit down. Let's take that shit down. Let's create real blogs. Let's talk about real shit that people are dealing with for real. That man is a coach. Should never been betting with players. Terry Rozier is a fucking asshole. He's a dumbass if he was ever doing that. And then people got all these clips of him just losing the ball freely and shit, doing all this wild ass shit in NBA games now. Like, people put themselves in these positions. I don't feel bad for Terry Rozier. Like, you better be innocent, because if you're not innocent, I want to believe. I just want to believe that he's innocent. That's all I want to believe. Because all I'm saying is, if you did do it, brother, like, you're deserving of everything that's coming in the back end. You know what I'm saying? And about how these people feel, you know how they were going to get. You didn't care. You still did it if you did it. And the same thing with Chauncey now. Like, I don't like that they're trying to take it somewhere that the world doesn't have that evidence of. Terry Rozier is completely different. He's an active player. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is even more disgusting. He's actually controlling variable in these situations. So I'm not trying to, you know, I don't want that same thing for Chauncey, the same thing that I would want for Terry. You know what I'm saying? But you know, and neither one of them. I hope both of them are innocent. Just being real. But if you know, if you did the crime, got to do the time. But let's get back. Let's go to the nitty gritty of the crimes, though. Let's make sure we're actually, you know what I'm saying, trying to make people look at people the right way and not try to
sensationalizing.
Yeah, and try to just, you know, all that defamation of character and all that type of stuff, just kind of run people through the mud. This whole cancel culture thing that we like to do in America, and that's when somebody does something wrong, we try to take down the whole head with it. You know what I'm saying? We try to take down their whole head. I'm over that behavior in America. From our media, from our news outlets, we always just try to cut a head off something. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just like addressing problems. Like, hey guys, we all need to pray for this guy. He's over here. He messed up. You know what I'm saying? Boo. Like, you know, hopefully Chauncey learns his lesson in the media, you know, that he can't do this again, and he'll be accepted back into the community. You know what I'm saying? It's not that big of a deal, but like, let's be positive. We don't do things like that. What we do is somebody does something wrong, and can you believe that he did this as well? And like, and how are we gonna chop the head off of this snake? How are we gonna do this when people like a damn fucking lynching? It's like one of those fucking guillotine fucking medieval time things where they try to fucking strap you in and then talk about everything you did before it, and then they go snap you and slice your whole head off, because that's what they want to do when they try to blackball you or they try to cancel you in this game. Is they try to do it in front of the whole world. So whenever anybody sees you, get along, let it be a next job. You can try to go get a job. You can go get a job at McDonald's. You know what they're gonna say? Ain't your name Diddy? Like, nigga, I'm coming at McDonald's to get a job. Why you give a damn about what I did when I was up 70 B's? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, ain't even in your tax bracket to even care about what I'm going through.
Right.
But that's what we like to do in media, is we like to get the whole world behind our cancellation. We like to get everybody behind it, so you can't go eat a burger no more without having to get somebody to whip a phone out on you and talk shit to you.
Right.
That's how we try to bury people in America. We try to bury them alive. That's what we try to do.
No, it is crazy, man. I mean, I agree with you. I think I was a little disappointed just because Chauncey's always been a positive figure in the Denver area.
And he still is. I don't think that
he is. You're right.
Change. I don't think that has to change. I don't like that. Because then now it seems like he's a completely bad person for gambling.
It just depends on the game.
If
it was on some games, it's like, all right.
Until we figure that out, brother, I don't think these
headlines. Right, Yeah, you
You
can't cut
can't
it.
just
Yeah.
post this kind of stuff. You
Right.
can't, without any real court documents, without everything, real evidence. Because the only thing that leads me to come back and do, like, if even whoever, same way I dealt with it from TMZ. I was harassed by a police officer on TMZ. I got a public intoxication because a cop wanted me to be a part of a fight that I was never a part of. I never threw a blow in, never did a damn thing in. Besides, sit back and literally stare. But since I was the only black person there, the cop came up and asked me what did I see? I said I wasn't involved in it. So but there's other people who were that's gonna give you a statement. I have nothing to do with this. As I try to walk off, the cop grabbed me by the arm and said, I didn't ask you to go nowhere. I said, okay, sir, but can you let me go? You know what I'm saying? I'm not even a part of your investigation. I'm not a part of anything that you have going on because I was never involved in it. But when I said, can you please let my arm go and I'll stay, you never asked me to stay. Like, you asked me a question. I'm not your son. Grown man at that.
Right.
And proceeding past that.
Walk away. Yeah.
Right. The cop wrestles me down to the ground. As he's wrestling me down on the body cam, I say, what's the problem? And why are you arresting me right now? Doesn't respond to me at all until he gets me in the handcuffs and he does his whole little power trip that I had to let him do. I felt the pressure that he was using on me, that he wanted to test his power. It wasn't about nothing about the case. Yeah. He was like, this is a big guy. I got
me. You pretty much got to.
I felt the whole interaction, so I let him have it. And when I got, I'm like, all right, so now what you arrested me for? Now, please let me know. The man went along to say, oh, I'm giving you a public intoxication. I looked at him right in his face. I said, you're giving me a public intoxication. They had to bring me in. They let me out, 5-6 hours later? I damn near stood the whole time talking to them like this is terrible. All of a sudden, now I'm on TMZ. I got it. And now I got people over thinking now I'm in the middle of doing football camps for little kids and doing all this other stuff. Like, you got this whole blog coming out about me about public intoxication when you could have been talking about my football camps instead. But instead, what they would rather do is make you look terrible.
That's not going to make
rather than exactly negative impact more than you talk about all the positive things I'm out here doing in the community. So I know firsthand what media does. You know what I'm saying? Like, and also I wouldn't be surprised if this case comes out a whole different way, and whoever created those blogs about him being mob bosses and all that, he needs to go back and sue their ass for defamation of character. Because it's not cool to just post things out for the whole world as if people don't deal with these things in other parts of their life. It's the same way someone can be like, oh, this person raped me, or this person did whatever they did to me, and all of a sudden now we go back and we're like, oh, we found out that person was completely lying. That's fine. That man is innocent now, right? That man, he don't got to deal with that woman no more. But I kid you not, everywhere that man goes for the rest of his life, if he's a big name person, he's going to hear about that case for the rest of his life. For the rest of his life, no matter if he's 100% found innocent of it, all the evidence pointing back to I guarantee that would be the number one staple that everyone would use in their life to get to that man.
I wanted to let you get your shit off there, man.
I think it's a big thing. I don't like what media does in that type of aspect, and I want us to be different. You know what I'm saying? And how we approach everybody, like everybody that gets a chance to come on our platform and gets a chance to speak with us, and they get a chance to hear this as well. You know what I'm saying? Is that like that's not what media is. You know what I'm saying? Media should not be corruption. Media should not be jail time. You know what I'm saying? In a separate form. Like what we are meant to do is we're meant to be faces to uplift people and to give them positive affirmation and to help people keep going on what they're doing. That's the media coverage that I feel like we need more of, rather than condemnation in our media, what has been displayed over the last 10 years.
And I love free speech and free press and all that, but I think unfortunately a downside of that is what you're talking about, is that the it's gotten to a point in today's world where we don't just report on things. It's some people do, but it's a lot of sensationalism and exaggerations and all that stuff.
Clickbait.
Yeah.
People love the thumbnails, like just making things look completely off kilter. You know what I'm saying? It's just not healthy. It's not healthy. You know what I'm saying?
Even real quick, I ChatGPT before. I was like, okay, I need to come up with a good thumbnail. I ended up just putting you in a Broncos jersey in that CU series. But they were like, oh, add the Chauncey, do like some crazy jail cell. Like, and I'm like, bro. They want that,
you know, but
and
that type of stuff, I like that type of stuff. I don't have, because obviously that's what is the media is doing. But I think that's more of a bigger point for us. You know what I'm saying? As big pillars in this community of Denver, and having big platforms and stuff like that, that we always stand for the people. You know what I'm saying? And especially in moments like this where there isn't going to be a platform that's going to keep it honest. They're going to go for the clicks. They're going to go for, you know what I'm saying? They're going to go for what's big and what's popping rather than like looking out for the individual in these situations, and that's from the defendant to prosecutor. You know what I'm saying? And I think like it's a real thing to, not guilty until it's proven. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Innocent to proven guilty. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's a huge thing that we need to take into, a lot of these different essences of posting people, of posting rumors, posting allegations. Like, let's get real paperwork. Let's get real, like, let's let it at least go to court first, because half these cases aren't even being taken to court because there's that much blasphemy, but people are being blasted so hard for them. You know what I'm saying? But like, let's let it go to court. Let's let it, you know what I'm saying, have a whole little thing about it. Sometimes we won't always have that case. Sometimes we will have to rely on the person themselves. So let's go to that person. Let's get their information. Let's not always rely on a whole bunch of other outside sources more than we predicate ourselves on knowing the actual prosecutor, defendant, and court system. That's it. Like,
yeah.
that's it.
I think what'll end up happening is he probably did some poker stuff. It wasn't that serious, and then we move on. That's what I predict. But we'll see.
I'm just being real too. Yeah, bro. I've seen this a lot of times. I've seen people partake in that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Which I don't think is a terrible bad thing. People just like, it's like
he's
having
probably
a party
connected
for like with real money and gambling. You know,
he's probably connected with someone who did something bad, like Terry Rozier or something.
And it can easily be one of those things. You know what I'm saying? That just simply was, hey, like, this was something I did in my basement. They got a little bit more bigger than usual. You know what I'm saying? A lot of money's thrown around in there. It's a lot of people who figured out about it. Yeah, there's a lot of money but it's because there may be some mob boss that man showed up to try to still take some of Chauncey's millions of dollars. You know what I'm saying? And gambling, like, doesn't mean that he was officially affiliated with the mob. You know what I'm saying? So, like, let's just be honest and let's just be real. You know what I'm saying? I've brushed and shook hands with so many people in this world. I would fucking hate for me to ever be tied directly to somebody because I took pictures with them or because I hung out with them a couple times. Like, I'm not
sure
into
we
that.
all have. Yeah, I'm
exactly.
Sure we all have.
Like, I'm not into that. You know what I'm saying? So, like, let's let people do their due diligence. Let's let the police do their job. Let the court system of Denver, city of Denver, do their job, and then we can do our jobs after that. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, we'll do our jobs after that. So, we can't do the job before the job is even done. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's why media got to cut that out. Trying to beat police to their verdict.
Right. Well, I'm hella late to class. I might not even go this point.
Oh shit, bro!
It's all right.
Man, go to class, man.
Yeah, I'll go finish your last.
I appreciate you, Brody. I appreciate everybody who tuned in, man. You already know you with Just Kapri. With my hot minute, may not have been a minute, but you got it with us. Man, I'll holler at y'all.
Yeah, make sure y'all hit that like button, comment down below. The gems, make sure y'all follow Kapri on everything, Instagram, Twitter, all that. My hot minute, hit that like, subscribe, all that, man. And that's what it is. We'll catch y'all within the next week or two and get back to it, man. We appreciate y'all.
Yes, sir.
Peace out.
Yo, salute.